Sri Lanka is a country historically famous for spices. Cinnamon is one of the major products popular among Hispanic community sold in the international market, mainly in Mexico, United States, Central American countries, Spain, and in Europe. In this wide international market, any form of cinnamon from Sri Lanka is well recognized for its quality, and the brand recognized as pure Ceylon cinnamon, which reflects a combination of several inherent characteristics. The long history of Ceylon cinnamon, over 100 years, is a well-known fact to gain such recognition around the world. Under natural conditions, the plant grows to a height of 10 to 15 meters with a girth of 30 to 50 centimeters. It is a hardy plant which can grow well in most types of soils under a wide variety of tropical conditions. In Sri Lanka, it is cultivated under different conditions ranging from semi-dry to wet zone. The most suitable temperature for cinnamon cultivation is between 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, and the rainfall should be between 1,875 millimeters to 3,750 millimeters. Generally, cinnamon is not cultivated in the dry parts of the low country. It is found as a forest tree at 300 meters to 350 meters above sea level. Harvesting starts from the cinnamon estate. The workers cut off the semi-matured cinnamon branches from trees and then trim the leaves from the branches using hand tools. Branches are carried to the cinnamon peeling station and dip them in a water tank to wash the branches. Carefully wash cinnamon branches brought inside the peeling station. The workers remove the tiny branches, uneven bends, and knots on each branch using a hand tool. The whole process of cinnamon peeling is a skillful labor job where both men and women get involved in. The outer bark of the cinnamon branch is removed using a scraper. The scraped cinnamon branch is rubbed using a brass rod in order to loosen the inner bark from the cinnamon stick. Then, by using a special curved knife, the peeler places the cut on the loosened outer bark of the cinnamon branch and separates the inner bark in order to get a longer piece of the bark. Peelers use their scales to detach all the pieces off from the cinnamon branch. The value addition of the cinnamon at the very first level starts by using their scales to produce pure cinnamon quills. The removed inner bark of the cinnamon is kept under a shade in a ventilated area for them to evaporate the moisture, and the pieces would naturally start to get into a rolled up shape. Then, the rolled up bark pieces are stuffed with small pieces and joined with an overlap in order to make of a long quill, whereas the small pieces of the bark are inserted and placed in a particular pattern inside the long quill in order to fill up the cinnamon quill. The filled up quill is extended to get a standard height of 4 feet with using a pre-measured stick. Excess part of the quill is cut off and separated. The 4 feet long cinnamon quills are then kept under a shade in an overhead rack until the sticks naturally evaporate its moisture and gets into a rolled up cigar shape. After a few days, the quills are taken down from the overhead rack and rolled up on a flat surface by the peelers by applying a slight force to obtain a better shape. Again, the quills are stored back on the overhead racks to get them further dried, and the quills usually sit on the rack for about 14 days, and during that period, the peelers would take them back to roll up on a flat surface to improve its shape and would put them back into the racks so that the cinnamon quills would get into a cigar shape. And then the quills are unloaded from the overhead racks and bundled up in order to deliver them from the peeling shed to the processing plant. After the peels were extracted from the cinnamon, the peeled branches were thrown out and stacked outside the peeling shed and are sold for cinnamon firewoods. The cinnamon quills would leave the peeling shed to the processing factory for further value addition. The unloaded bundles of cinnamon quills at the cinnamon processing factory untied from its bundles and would go for further sorting of each and every quill according to its grades. Then the sorted quills according to its grades are placed on 2 bell ropes which would be stacked upon several layers, and the cinnamon bell is formed by rolling up and tying up in a bundle. Then the bundled cinnamon bell would be further tied up using 3 more bell ropes to secure the bundle of cinnamon quills which goes for packing. The cinnamon bells are covered with polythene bags and wrapped up with gunny bags, and the workers put the stitches around the bells to complete the bulk packages, and the cinnamon bells are ready to ship overseas. On the other hand, the sorted cinnamon quills are cut into certain sizes, 3-inch sticks, 5-inch sticks, and so on, and smaller bundles are made and stack them in corrugated cartoon boxes to get them ready to ship as bulk form of cut cinnamon. In addition to that, the cut pieces of cinnamon sticks are individually inspected, selected, and weighed in order to make a consumer pack ready to go to the overseas supermarket shelves, which would be ready for direct consumption according to the buyer's requirement. The cinnamon value addition inside the factory is done under the certification of FSSC, ISO 22000, HACCP, and GMP certifications to cater hygienic consumer product originated from Sri Lanka to the world market. All forms of value-added cinnamon are loaded to a container to ship overseas, which will be tested as pure Ceylon cinnamon all around the world.